everyone. Hi, Facebook world, and hi, everybody who's here on our Zoom room. My name's Angie. I'm the program manager for the Business Center Guelph-Wellington. Today is Tuesday of our last week of Bridges to Better Business programming. So a whole week of lots and lots of workshops. Today we are joined by Danielle Joworski. I was hoping I said that correctly. I really try to say people's names properly. This afternoon we'll be also having an arts program with the Guelph Arts Council. So if you haven't registered for that, registration is closed, but do just send me an email if you're still interested in attending, if you forgot to register, just to give everybody a heads up. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts as you are watching through this session, please feel free to add them in the chat. I will be monitoring the Facebook page as well as the room here in our Zoom room. And if you are watching this after the fact and have any questions, please send them to me, success@guelphbusiness.com, and I will get them over to Danielle and get you responses. So Danielle, thank you for joining us. It's very nice to see you. We were just talking the other day about how it was nice to see people in person recently. So it's great to connect, and thanks for here. I'll pass it over to you and I'll let you do your thing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angela. And good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone who's here live here in our Zoom room and on Facebook. I can't see you on Facebook, so waving to everybody. So like Angela said, my name is Danielle Joworski. I'm a Visibility Catalyst, and I'm really here today to talk about this whole topic of visibility. And forget confidence. Forget confidence. We're going to talk about something a little bit different today, but it connects to confidence. So, but as we get started off, I always like to have lots of conversation and engagement from everyone who's here live. When it comes to visibility, Angela and I were talking before everyone came on and we went live with this about this whole, we're getting back into person. We're seeing each other in person. Angela and I just met each other for the first time in person a couple of weeks ago. And there was like, it's great to see everyone, to be able to connect faces. But the biggest surprise we were saying about meeting people is that when you're on Zoom, we have this equality. We all have the same size Zoom screen. When you meet people in person, there's always a surprise. I'm surprised at how tall people are. I get a lot of, wow, you're a lot shorter than I thought you were. So please share in the comments or in Facebook as well. And Angela is monitoring that. When it comes to being visible in your business, what is something that you are really looking forward to implementing or trying out, or even getting back into? For me, I will share, I was so excited to get back to in person. I was at the Innovation Guelph Expo the other week, and then the Business Center Guelph-Wellington had an in-person event at the Cornerstone Cafe. It was just really nice to get out, to be around people, to feel that energy and connect with people one-on-one. So what is something about you being visible? How do you want to be visible in your business as we look towards the end of 2022 or 2023? Feel free to share in the chat, in the comment section on Facebook. Let me know where you're at. Where are you at from a visibility perspective? Because that is our conversation and topic today. We've got interested in meeting clients in person and having an online presence, social media and website. Absolutely. Those are great places to be visible, to be seen. Loving that. And the in-person. Love it. Anyone else in person? Excited for in-person? You can even use emojis if you're here in the Zoom room. You can show a thumbs up, celebration sign. Perfect. Yes, thumbs up. Yes, in person. Yes, getting some yeses to in person. That's wonderful. It's exciting. It's an exciting time. Well, thank you for everyone who is sharing. And Angela, just let me know if you get anything for Facebook as well, because I do not have that loaded. So what we're going to talk about today is, before we get into the actual topic, I wanted to share with you my why and why I focus on visibility. So for me, I am a second time around entrepreneur. I'm a visibility catalyst, and I'm really passionate about supporting women entrepreneurs and feeling much more confident and becoming more comfortable being visible, meeting them where you are in your business and visibility journeys. Because at the end of the day, it is a journey. As I said, I am a second time around entrepreneur. My first time was when I turned 40. I was in corporate. I basically woke up on my birthday and said, I cannot do this. I cannot do this anymore. And I said to my husband, I'm done. And I looked at all my friends who loved what they did. They were all entrepreneurs. They were all successful. So I looked at them and I said, oh, how hard can it be? One of the biggest misunderstandings. And as I'm sure as entrepreneurs, you know, it's a lot harder than the internet makes it seem. In my first business, I was there for about 2.5 years. At the end of the 2.5 years, I realized that I needed to step back into corporate. The main reason for that is because I failed. At the end of the day, I failed in my business the first time around. A big part of that was due to visibility. I was afraid to show up. I would record video on my phone, hours of video that would get deleted or re-recorded, then always deleted. Or I would post something on social media and cross my fingers and hope that nobody would see it. I was afraid to put myself out there, to share my opinion, to share who I was. And as business owners, you know, if people cannot see you or hear you, it means they cannot find you or hire you to do what you are truly passionate to do. So I had some disconnects around what I wanted to do, the clarity around that. And because of that, I didn't have a belief in what I was doing. I didn't have a whole lot of confidence as I transitioned out of corporate, and being visible, forget it. I used to run from cameras. The joke going into my wedding was who my husband would be in the photos with, because I just did not like being in front of the camera. Being visible, again, one of the major reasons for the failure of my first business. When I returned to corporate, it was always with the knowing that I would step back out once again. I just needed to figure out who I was, what it is that I truly wanted to do, what was I passionate about, and then I would step out again. When I was back in corporate, that actually became the catalyst for the idea for I created a TV show. I had an idea. So I created it, I pitched it, and I ended up producing it and hosting the C-Suite on Rogers TV for 3 seasons. The show was always focused on connecting women's career challenges to the solutions, support, and services of women entrepreneurs. And this became my passion. I really wanted to provide women entrepreneurs with this platform to be seen, to be heard. This is way before Zoom and all of these webinars that we had, but I really wanted women's challenges to be identified, to be seen, and then the work that women entrepreneurs do, I really wanted to support and help promote them. In order to do that though, what does having a TV show mean? It means having to get on camera. It means being visible, which I had to get over, and I did. And I was able to get over that because I was very focused, and I knew that this is something that could create an impact and it could help other women. And because I knew it was something that I really wanted, I believed in the outcome that it could create. Because of that, it helped me to go through the steps that I needed to take to get myself in front of that camera. And not just in front of the camera, but where today I love being on camera. It actually makes me feel alive when I get to be on camera, to share information, and also when I get to have these conversations with women like yourselves, a lot of you today, and when I do different live streams and promote other women. So that's my why visibility, because it was a huge challenge for me in my business to the point where I failed and I had to return to corporate. And I do not want to see any other woman fail when they are in their business when it comes to visibility, because especially as a TV host, I've seen the opposite side where, yes, they have something to share, and audience members would DM me, they would email me and just let me know the impact that that guest had on them and removing their challenge. And because I just want to make sure that women entrepreneurs thrive. The world needs to experience that thing that only you can do, especially now. And this is my role, and this is my passion, the role that I play around helping you to feel much more confident becoming visible. So the inspiration for the topic today came from a conversation I had with a woman entrepreneur. We were chatting a few weeks ago, probably a few months ago now, and it was all around, she was working with a coach and she was looking to become more visible. And a coach said to her, oh, you've got a confidence problem. And that's why you're not able to grow your business. That's why you're struggling. That's why you're not getting a whole lot of traction. As I was listening to her, I thought, no, it's not a confidence problem. And I shared with her, it's something else. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So that was the inspiration for the topic today. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to be talking about three things. So we're going to be talking about what's holding you back from becoming more visible in your business, and it's not confidence, and I'll share with you why. We're going to talk about the one thing to focus on. Instead of focusing on confidence, we're going to focus on this to help create the momentum and increase your visibility. And then we're going to look at a visibility strategy with a really different perspective. And how we're going to do this, I'm going to talk, I'm going to ask questions, I'm going to share stories, and we're going to do some short exercises. If you've ever been on a webinar with me before, I'm big on engagement. I love to have conversations with women, which is why I'm glad we're going to have a live Q&A after this, which is I really want you to be a part of this, because as you're learning and asking questions and sharing, it means everyone else seeing and watching is also learning from you as well. So let's get started. So the biggest takeaway that I want you to have as we get started is that your presence is enough. You being present and showing up and being visible and who you want in front of who you want to be in front of, your presence is enough. It's so easy to get caught up in technology, the latest trends, something that everyone else is doing, all these different strategies. And yet sometimes they're not working, you're not understanding why, or you're not feeling like you have a lot of momentum, or you keep doing the same things over and over again, getting the same results you're not happy with. So the biggest takeaway is your presence is enough. And just showing up even today, your presence is enough to help you take that next step towards where you want to be. Okay, so who wants to start talking visibility then? So who's excited to learn about what, it's not confidence, what it is? If you want to share, again, you can put an emoji, you can put something in the chat, in the Facebook, you can put a comment, say, let's go. Who's excited to learn something about visibility that you can take? It's going to be tangible today and you'll be able to walk away with it. Thank you. We got some emojis. Love it. Okay, wonderful. Yes, thank you in the chat. Okay, so we're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what's holding you back. And this is really intended to help you change your perspective and look at confidence and visibility as something different. Looking at confidence and visibility as an actual outcome that is achieved. Psychology today actually calls confidence, basically you create confidence because it's based on your ability to identify that you're going to be successful in taking an action based on past events. So confidence, when we say, and I'm thinking about this woman entrepreneur that I was speaking to months ago, whose coach told her that she had a confidence problem. So she was trying all these different strategies to boost her confidence and was frustrated because she wasn't getting anywhere. And so because confidence is an outcome, so there's actions that have to be taken first that create the confidence. Confidence in your ability to achieve the outcome that is desired, taking a specific action, or confidence based on proof of you taking a whole bunch of other different actions that you're able to see with a different perspective and say, I've done all these things before that I've never done before. I've survived. I've gotten these kind of results. This is what I've learned. And I'm confident that I can do this too. So remember, confidence is an outcome. Visibility, you becoming much more visible and increasing your visibility, however that looks to you. It could be on video. It could be just getting to an in-person event. It could be visible in front of yourself or your family. Whatever visibility means to you, that is an outcome as well. And these are external outcomes that come from internal drivers. So the thing that you want to focus on, if it's not outcome or if it's not confidence, what you want to focus on is what it is that you want. Because when you focus on what it is that you want, whether it be in your business or something you want right now, it actually creates the clarity that's needed to start taking direction and steps that allows you to create the confidence and have an outcome of confidence. So when you focus on what you want, so we're not talking about confidence. So the one thing you want to really focus on, what is it you want? So often I will talk with entrepreneurs and even women in corporate, and I'll ask them when they're saying that things aren't working very well in their business or their career. And so I'll ask them, what do you want? At the end of the day, what do you want? What would you like to invite more of into your career, into your business, into your life? Many cases, I get a blank stare back or oh, I don't know. I don't know what I want. And why I ask this question is when you understand or are clear on what it is that you want, it creates clarity around what maybe you do not want. So if we're looking at specifically in your business, what do you not want in your business? It helps you create focus, intention, direction, and also helps to create intrinsic motivation, because within your business, what is it you want? You want something for a reason, whatever that reason is. But when you look at your business and why you went into business, why you want to be more visible in your business, what is it that you want? What are you trying to achieve? For many women that I work with, it falls into they want to achieve impact, influence, or income. So when you look at your business, and you can go back to your business plan, or if you're still in the idea stage, at the end of the day, what is it that you want? And what you truly want, not what your partner wants, if you're still in a career, what your boss wants, what your audience wants. At the end of the day, what do you want when it comes to your business? Because when you understand what it is that you want, you have that clarity, that becomes an intrinsic motivator. And that's going to be that motivation that you're going to need to be able to move around challenges more easily, to be able to problem solve differently, to start taking different actions. Because whatever your results are right now in your business, they are the result of actions that you've taken before. If you want to change your results, you have to change your focus and your perspective and the intention behind the actions that are driving your results. And to get very, very, kind of bring it all back, it all starts with understanding what you want. When you understand what you want, that helps to create the beliefs. And you have to believe in what it is that you want, whatever that is in your business. For me, I'm all about, I really want to help women connect with who that person is. I want them to show up when they become visible. I want them to feel authentic to who they are. I want them to take steps that align with who they are in their business and visibility journeys. That's what I want. So so I'm so clear on that. So every step that I take now, whether in my business, it's always aligned to that want and achieving that want. But it creates that direction. Because I've got that passion around visibility, that becomes an intrinsic motivator for me to overcome my doubt, worries, and fears. When you do not have clarity, and you're not quite sure what you want, it may show up in your business as a lot of do-overs, or you're starting a whole lot of activities, but then switching really quickly, trying something and then stopping it really quickly. Sometimes it can feel very scattered in your activities, and you may have a whole lot of doubt, worries, and fears showing up with every single step that you want to take. You may see yourself wanting to try everything or wanting to be everywhere. Or the flip side is you're stuck because there's so many options out there. You're not sure which one is the best for you to take, to spend your money on, to spend your time on. And so often when we're not clear on what we want in our business, and I see this with clients, is that we're doing things that don't feel good. And you're almost doing things because you feel like you have to do them. An example I would have of this was in my first business, there's always a marketing strategy. There's you can name some marketing strategies and put them in the chat or the comments in Facebook, but it's always these trending marketing strategies. And you see on the internet other people getting results and it's so easy and everyone makes it look so easy. And then you feel like, oh, I need to do that too. It's working for other people. I'm going to try it too because it should work for me. Does this scenario sound familiar to anybody who's here live with your camera on? You could just put your hand up, use the emoji. Like, does that sound like, because sometimes you want to grow your business, you have a desire to do it, but sometimes you're not clear on how to do it. You start trying other trends that other people are doing that may not feel good, but because other people are doing them and succeeding, you think that you need to do them as well. Yes, I'm hearing, yes, TikTok. Everyone says I should do it, but you want nothing to do it. Yes, I agree, Kim. Yes. My son right away was like, Mom, you need to be on TikTok. No, you don't need to be, I don't need to be everywhere. I do not need to be everywhere. Yep, someone else is saying TikTok as well. Yes. So there's this external pressure that is constantly, it's always going to be there. That's basically almost kind of telling you where you need to be and what you need to do. At the end of the day, they're all different ways and strategies for you to be visible, for you to show up. Understanding what it is that you want helps to provide that clarity around what it is that you want and what you don't want. What do you not want to be doing? Just like wanting nothing to do with TikTok. And when you have this clarity, you can create better alignment in the steps that you take when it comes to taking your visibility. So that when you are taking steps, they are feeling aligned. They can still feel uncomfortable because uncomfortable means growth, but they're feeling aligned. And when the steps are all aligned that you're taking, when they're aligned to what you want, you can take steps to become more visible in a way that it feels good. It feels much better. I've got a comment here. So there are so many people who have the 3 easy steps to being a millionaire that it gets disheartening and even annoying. Yes, yes. And at the end of the day, everyone's got their secret, and as you will too, because you are an entrepreneur. So what you do provides a solution for your ideal client. Everyone's ideal client is not the same. You are not the same. You've got valuable experience, knowledge, skill sets, and your own awareness. That's what makes you different. But yet we always feel that we should be doing the same thing as everybody else, even though our audiences are different, even though your experiences are different, even though your outcomes that you're looking for your client are different. So what I like to talk about and work with women is really, first of all, we're going to get clear. We're going to do a little bit of clarity exercise, but really getting clear on what it is that you want, so that as we talk about visibility, you're looking at visibility in a different perspective, and you can almost then start to develop and identify steps that you can take to be more visible that feel aligned and they're what you want to do. Like what I love to do is I talk about like necessarily not what I want to do, but what do I get to do? What do I get to do today to become more visible? I get to be on this webinar with all of you, and I love that. It makes me feel good. I feel excited. And that's how you want to feel as you are becoming more visible, because your audience sees that excitement. They feel that excitement, even if you're nervous, and that's what they align with as well. So what I would like to do is, for the next few minutes, if you've got a pen, paper, the notes section on your phone, or even if you just want to sit there, maybe close your eyes and just think about, when it comes to your business today, wherever you are in your business today, what do you want? And you can go as big and bold as you want to. At the end of the day, what do you want? And there's no sharing needed for this. Just what do you want? If you're watching the replay, you can hit the pause. Thank you, Sasha. So what do you want? Now, as you start to get more clear on what it is that you want, connect with it as what is it you want? It could be an outcome, it could be a feeling, it could be an income, again, the impact or influence, something tangible. But it's for you, it's what you want. That when you think about it, you think, oh, this is good. And now think about your business goals that you have this year for the rest of 2022, and even as you start looking to 2023. How much of what you want is showing up in that business, in your business goals? And if it's not there, that's okay. It's an awareness exercise at the end of the day for helping you to get more clarity on what it is that you want. And if you're that thing that makes you go, ooh, yeah, if it's not showing up in your business goals for this year or your business plan, just find ways to look back at that plan and reflect back on it. Because your want may be there, it may just be hidden. Because you want to identify what that is that you truly want. You want to connect with that and create that emotional connection to it, because that becomes, again, your intrinsic motivation. So that when challenges come up, especially when it comes to being visible, you're going to be able to connect back to that feeling, which is going to be part of building your beliefs. And when you know what you want, you create the beliefs around it. I believe in what it is that I want. You don't necessarily have to believe in your ability to achieve the outcome of what you want just yet, but believe in what it is that you want And then you can believe in your ability to take the next step. You can believe in the outcome that you want to achieve, or you can believe in someone else's belief in you. And when you have an element of belief, that creates courage. The courage needed to take actions that are outside of your comfort zone. That's where growth is. And so if you've been visible in your business for a while and things have kind of petered off, or everything just kind of status quo now, and you're wondering, how do I get to that next step? You want to get more momentum again. It's going to require taking some courageous steps, doing something new. And as you take these courageous steps, you're learning from them. And that's where the confidence comes from. That's where the visibility comes from, is taking that courageous step to do something new. And taking those steps combined creates the confidence. Confidence in your ability to say, yep, I want to do that again. Or even the confidence in your ability to say, no, no, I do not want to do that again. Or even to say, this is good, I'm going to try something different. Let's learn from this. And then you go back to the belief. This is belief, this is what I want. What courageous actions are needed to take that step to create the confidence to achieve the outcomes that you want. So a lot of times when I talk about, it's not being necessarily confidence, we talk about visibility. Again, confidence and visibility are an outcome. They're an external outcome of an internal driver. So we talk about the internal driver, which is that want, and really getting connected to that feeling that you want to achieve. So we're going to talk not just about mindset around what it is that you want, but now we're going to talk about strategy. And we're going to align what it is that you want, what you're just thinking of, or if you want to take some time after this hour and just go through the exercise again. When it comes to what it is that you want, I'm now aligning visibility steps to it. So when it comes to your business, you more than likely have a business plan. That basically is kind of, again, like that direction, that pathway, that shining star, that North Star as to where you want to go. You're starting here, this is where you want to go. So most of us have a business plan. Who has a visibility plan? Anybody here live in the Zoom room or even on Facebook, who has a visibility plan? I'm getting a no.
Like Facebook has a lot of nopes as well.
A lot of no's. Wonderful. Thank you, Angela. Yes. And that's so common because we think of our business as a business, but then all of a sudden we'll have marketing plans, or we have these ideas in our business. Okay, I'm going to do A, B, and C, but then we don't necessarily connect that to being visible. But all of a sudden we get to this point in our business where we have to put ourselves out there and becomes, what? But I just want to do what I love to do. I just want to help people. I want to serve people. But there has to be an element of being visible so that people can, again, see, hear, find, and hire you. So you have to be visible. So even though we know we have to be visible, it's almost kind of hidden. We kind of push it aside. But at some point, we have to step out. You have to step out of your business. And so what I like to talk about, we're now going to take that why, that what is it you want? And we're going to align it with a visibility plan and getting you started to think a little bit differently about visibility. So think about a goal or that want that you just identified in your business. What is that end outcome that you are looking to achieve? When it comes to visibility plan, again, all the steps that you want to take when it comes to becoming more visible, when you have clarity on what that want is, all the steps that you take align to that want. And this makes it much easier when the new trend comes out, or someone says to you, oh, just do this, just do TikTok. You're able to say with much more confidence, no, that's not what I want to do, because it doesn't align being visible to the goal that you want to take. Or you can say, yeah, that's actually something I want to take, but then how can you reverse engineer that and break it down into much smaller steps so that each step doesn't seem so big, it's less overwhelming, and you can control the knowns and the unknowns and the outcomes a little bit more. So you've got your want that you identified your business goal. How does that relate to being visible? So an exercise or an example I can give is webinars. Webinars, just like this, very popular as a way to provide value, to connect with your audience right now. And it was also a massive marketing trend over the last couple of years. I remember when I first started, I thought, oh, I'm going to do one of these massive multi-day events. Oh, they make it look so easy on the internet. And so I went and executed my first multi-day event. What they don't tell you necessarily when you just take, when you sign up for the free webinars is all the back end work that is necessary in order to implement that strategy. So there was a lot of work. So I did this, I set up my landing page, I got the sign up form, I promoted, I had the links all set up, the email newsletter, like that auto sequence, it was all there. So by the time I showed up, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. You know, I love showing up on camera and I get a lot of energy from that. I was tired because of all the work that had to be done. So in the summer, I wanted to try something. You know, for me, it was a lot of work. I'm my own business owner. I don't have a VA. I don't have support. So I do everything myself. But I wanted to do a visibility challenge, but I wanted to do it in a way that really aligned with who I am and the goals that I have for my business and where I am on my visibility journey. And I set goals around, okay, I'm going to do this strategy. It's a multi-day event, but I want to do it in a way that aligns with me. So I want to show up at the end of the day in every single email. I want to show up excited. I want to show up with energy. I don't want to show up thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I want to show up thinking I get to do this. So I looked at this multi-day event marketing strategy and I broke it down into much, much smaller steps. It ended up being a 2-week marketing strategy. So it was a 2-week event challenge. I only actually showed up 6 days out of those 2 weeks, 3 days each week. And it was a single email. And with every single email, like that was it. It was only on those days. There wasn't a lot of emails leading up. There wasn't a whole lot of emails afterwards. And every email I sent, I said to my audience, I said, this is the next step. The next step is we're at day 4. The next step is we're at day 5. The next step is we're at day 6 and we're done. The next step is I'm going to send you one more email to talk about, to come into my community. And that's it. After that, I respect your inbox. You're going to get one email follow-up. If you have any questions, you know where I am. I invite you to a conversation. If not, you'll go on my email newsletter list. Throughout that challenge, it was 2 weeks. Typically a good open rate for email open rate is in the 20% range. I was in the 70 to 90% open rate. And the number actually went up over the challenge. And it was interesting. And I got lots of feedback. I had engagement. I got testimonials from it. And it was a beautiful way for me to basically get really clear on what it is that I wanted in my business. How do I want to show up? How do I want to engage? How do I want to provide value? But also, how do I want to make my clients feel, my audience feel? But how do I want to feel at the end of the day? So that every step that I take when it comes to becoming more visible aligns with that want. I knew that I had the clarity around the want, so everything felt good. And I've learned from me that when I talk about imposter syndrome, I define imposter syndrome as when you're taking steps and showing up in a way that is not aligned to that bigger want. When you are clear on what it is that you want, yes, you're going to have to show up and be visible in new ways. That's growth. But when that step is in alignment with that bigger want that you feel truly connected with, it may feel uncomfortable because it's new, you've never done it before, but it's not being an imposter. You're showing up as that future you today. You're showing up as that new person, that person you're growing into in that moment. When there's alignment in how you're showing up, for me, there's no imposter because you're showing up in a way that feels really good and bringing that future you, that future growth into the present today. So when you look at your own want or a goal that you have in your business, think about it from a visibility perspective. And how do you want to be visible in a way that will help you to achieve that goal? So if anyone's able to share a visibility goal that like a business goal that you have, we can maybe even take steps to break it down together as to what that actually looks like. What does a visibility strategy look like? What does a visibility plan look like? An example would be if you want to do webinars, that's the end goal. That's what you want. And what do you want? I want to connect with my audience and provide a lot of value through a webinar. Perfect. So how do you reverse engineer that and break it down into smaller steps based on where you are today in your business and your visibility journey? You may be brand new in your business. You may just be sharing other people's posts and not your own. So a visibility step may be that you start posting something with your face on it. A picture of you, you take a selfie or a professional photo and you make a caption out of that, you post that. When you get comfortable with that, then you go to, maybe creating and posting short videos, even a reel or a story that doesn't require you to speak. And then you move into a short speaking video. When you get comfortable with that, maybe you do a live conversation with somebody else, a live stream, a Facebook Live, or a LinkedIn, Instagram Live, where you're with somebody else, you're not by yourself, and you get used to showing up and having conversations live. And then you move to the webinar. So there's lots of ways to get to that final outcome, that visibility outcome, with lots of little different steps that are based on where you want to be. So when it comes to visibility, if anyone would like to share a goal, what a visibility goal that you have, that want, something that you want in your business, how does that relate to a visibility goal? And then what can you do to break it down into smaller steps? No shares, and that's okay. That's okay. But basically, the point here is, again, going back to the biggest takeaways, your presence is enough. You showing up is enough. However long you show up for, if you're doing a video, however long you show up for, if you're doing a webinar, you posting, your presence is enough. Once you get more comfortable showing up and being visible in a very particular way, and that's when you can start growing, start expanding, getting a little bit uncomfortable and taking that next step. And because you can take the step slowly at your own pace, that's when you can start dealing with all the unknowns that come with being visible in a new way, and practice getting better at that, or much more comfortable with that. Okay, wonderful. I got some examples here in the chat. Okay, so the visibility outcome is they want to provide education and entertaining short form content to increase brand visibility and structure social media to connect with the community all the way through the funnel. Good one, good one. So education and entertaining short form content. So short form content, that could be anything from, again, stories, reels. They're a lot longer than they used to be, because now they can go up to 90 minutes. So you can start working your way up to short form content. It could be a short caption in a picture. It could be a short story with no talking, just some little things kind of popping up. And then you're working your way up to whatever that short form means to you. If it's 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever that means to you, those short little bits, is taking those smaller steps. Wondering. Okay, perfect. I've got another example here, which is just starting your business. Wonderful, congratulations. And wanted to build awareness of my company. I created social media and a website to build an online presence. I started posting updates about my clients. Absolutely. And so at the end of the day, so what was the goal? What does that want? Like, how do you, when you think about what is it you want in your business, that goal that you have, is it you want to have a certain kind? How do you want to be visible? It's like, I want to connect with them by a webinar. I want to connect with them through an email newsletter. So getting really clear on what is it you want around a specific part of your business related to visibility. And what's that goal? That becomes the goal, and then break it down to those smaller steps. Another example for being visible is updating my web bio with more warmth instead of what I think is professional. Yes, we got a couple for that. Yes, yeah. And that's, again, it's all about, again, there's these things that we always, different strategies about how we should be presenting ourselves, and we can try it. I've absolutely tried different strategies of presenting myself, and they didn't fit. I'm a visual kinesthetic learner, which means I need to see something sometimes in order to understand how I feel about it, which is why if you see me on my website, my bio absolutely will change. My About Me page changes all the time. Or on my LinkedIn, my title, that little caption at the top that talks about who you are and what you do, that changes all the time too. You hear of different strategies and things you should be doing, or just really fun things. And I think, oh, that might be kind of cool. So I change it just so I can see what it feels like. And sometimes it feels good, so I'll keep it. Other times I change it back. But it's knowing that, again, this is your business. This is what you want, getting really clear on what it is that you want. Then how does that connect to how you want to be visible? And when you take steps that align to who you are, where you are in your visibility journey, that feel good, that's you showing up every step of the way, much more authentic, not as an imposter, but taking steps that feel good. And when you feel good, your audience is going to feel good as well. So those are the 2 exercises throughout this entire thing. We've got the clarity exercise and then understanding what it is that you want. And then once you have clarity around that, how does it connect to visibility? And how does that outcome, how can you now take that visibility goal and reverse engineer it, break it down to really small steps to start taking, so you know what kind of steps you can start taking even today. A simple strategy I talk about a lot of times with clients is, well, I need to be more visible. That's great. Have you updated your email signature? No. Really, it's small, it's simple, but so often we forget those small little things, and that's being more visible. Or adding your title to your email signature, or here's my website, and link it to your website. Here's my book a meeting with me, something like almost a call to action on your email signature. That is a small yet very powerful way of increasing your visibility, especially if you're starting your business, writing something your email signature basically saying, hey, brand new, just started my business, ask me what it's all about. And then you're inviting conversation, you're inviting engagement from your audience without you physically asking for it. That's everything we've talked about. We've talked about what's holding you back from showing up. We talked about the thing to focus on, and we took 2 exercises to identify strategies.
That's wonderful. I was laughing at some parts of it because I'm like, yeah, there was the conversation of like how to even start being visible. And I always tell people, turn on your camera when you're in meetings. Like just getting used to having your camera turned on when you're in a meeting is a huge step for a lot of people. Because I know so many people are like, I don't like looking at myself. But if you just turn on your camera during a closed meeting, that alone will start getting you used to seeing yourself. I know I've gone through it, and now I'm on these all the time. I just don't even think about it. So it goes through like there's this process in your brain of like, I can't stand the way I look on the camera. After a while, it'll be second nature, and you won't even think about it. It'll just be, oh, I'm turning my camera on, making sure that my lighting's decent.
Yes.
So yeah, no, small steps. I totally agree with the small steps. Also, just as a quick thing for those of you who are in the room, things like adding your comment into the comments saying, hey, I'm so-and-so from this business will go a long ways. Saying who you are to connect with the other people when you can't be in person goes huge steps. But wonderful, so many things to take away. I hope people online who are watching this have felt that they got a lot to take away. I think I'm already getting comments of people saying how great it was. So private messages. So that's wonderful. If you would like to connect with Danielle, please let us know. Danielle, do you have a website that you'd like me to share or anything like that for our participants online so they can connect with you easier? Or would you just like me to let them connect with me through this way? Because they can just send me an email, or if you have a preferred method of communication, I'm more than happy to share that as well.
Absolutely. So my website, you can go to my website, DanielleJoworski.com, and JOWORSKI, or I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect, send a connection request to me, and I will accept, and we can have a conversation.
And I also thought the whole changing LinkedIn, I do that all the time. Every time, constantly, I'm changing my LinkedIn, but constantly, because I'm the same way, constantly trying new things. So for those of you who are watching Facebook, who are watching this after the fact, let us know, connect with Danielle, connect with me, success@guelphbusiness.com. We can get any questions over to Danielle, and we can make those connections as well. If you are in the Zoom room, please stick around. We'll continue this conversation offline. For those of you who are watching as well, the rest of into this week is our last week of Bridges to Better Business. So tonight we are doing a conversation of art as a career. If you're watching live and you forgot to register, please just send me an email. I can get you on that list, but general registration is closed. Tomorrow we are talking about book writing with Ann Day. So that'll be fun, and publishing your own book. Then on Thursday, again, we're talking with Invest Guelph. So talking with our economic development. And then we have our live event. Our first live event of this week will be Thursday afternoon at Friendly Society. I still have some space for registration. So if you are interested in coming, I have about 5 seats left. So register soon before those fill up. Free registration. Just have to buy your own drinks. And then talking about visibility, this Friday, we're talking about video marketing. So how to deal with video for your business. So this will tie right into everything that we were talking about today. So if that is a space that you're looking to get more comfortable in, I would advise coming on Friday session. And then again, Friday afternoon, we'll be having another live event, and we also have limited registration there. So I do have some space still there. And those will be fun. And we are getting Mateo is a local small business that came through our summer company who does pizza, and he'll be providing pizza and that for our live event on Friday at City Hall. So we hope to see people there. We hope to see, hope that all these sessions have been helpful. So please send me a note if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, success@guelphbusiness.com, and please connect with Danielle when you get a chance to. Danielle, thank you again. And again, for those of you who are in the room, please stick around for a few minutes. We'll see you all again soon.
Thank you, everybody.